Hello everybody, Tim Barham here in Scottsdale, Arizona at the beautiful Fountain Hills course. We are a couple days before the start of the Discraft Memorial and I'm here showing you guys my bag. Still rocking the Discraft grip bag. Not much has changed since the last time you guys were here. I'm going to start with my putters, get right in. I'm still putting with the old Pro D Challengers. Same ones from last season. Have these in here for another season or two. Get back to my upshot disc, my beat up Pro D Challenger. I use this for all type of hyzer flips and anhyzers. This is a good putter to release with some snap and know it's going to finish to the right. From there we'll jump into the stable version. This is my upshot approach disc. It's a very stable, very slow putter. I like to throw it hard, flat, knowing that the wind's not going to do much to it. It's going to check up pretty close to the basket. It doesn't have much ground play. My sidearm version of that would be my Discraft Zone. The low profile is very comfortable for my sidearm. I like to release it on small anhyzers, hyzers, whatever it be. It shapes a good shot. Very consistent and controllable. This is a huge part of my game for approaches and being close to the basket. Move down from there into some fairway drivers. You guys know how much I love the Undertaker. I still got the same two test flight Undertakers in the bag. They're becoming a little bit flippy, so they might come out soon, but I like to release it on the small hyzer, knowing it's going to flip up and either ride straight for days or have a small turn and come back out. These are the straightest disc we make, I believe, and I throw the test flights because they're a little less stable than the Z version. From there, I also carry two Vultures. This is a little bit farther, a little bit more stable Undertaker for me. I like having two in the bag. My test flight is less stable, and these Nats ones are very, very stable. Probably the most stable Vultures I have found. These ones I can release hard into headwinds. They don't get much adjustments and pretty consistent still. Definitely check out the Vultures. Mid-ranges also have not changed. I stick with my buzzes. I have a nice stable 10-year buzz in here. Consistent, I can throw this in most all weather. Nice straight shot, finish hyzer. Then I have my Buzz SS's. This is probably my go-to as far as the mid-range goes. This I can get to go straighter, a little bit easier than the Buzz. My natural hyzer release helps for having it stand up and go straight. I can make it come to the right and come back. A lot of manipulation with this disc. I love the Buzz SS. Definitely check these out. From there, I have the stable version, the Buzz OS. These things are very consistent and stable, flat top. I like how I can throw it as hard as I want, knowing it's not really going to turn over. It's never going to finish to the right. It's good at checking up. It's good for sidearm because of the stability. Definitely a useful disc in the wind. Move up into some fairway-ish drivers. We'll jump straight into this year's banger. This is a test flight Raptor. These are very stable, very slow, useful disc. It has a thin rim that is very comfortable, thin profile. It feels comfortable sidearm and backhand. This is a disc that you can put a lot of power into and not be afraid of it turning over on you. For the really, really strong power arms, you could probably lock this thing up straight fairways knowing it's going to finish. For everybody else, it's good for flexing lines. I like to release it on a small chop anhyzer, knowing it's going to do that S and finish out stable. From there, I have my Hellfire, my machete. We've talked about these before. These are kind of like a farther version of my Raptor. They're nice and stable, they fight wind, and they're consistent. Move on from there, get into some drivers. I got my Forces in here as well still. My Big Z from last season is getting a little beat up. This thing's starting to turn into more of a distance disc where it has lots of S's in it. I like throwing it sidearm and backhand. And then we're gonna move to this glow version of the same thing. This is a pink Glow Force. This disc is new in the bag this season. It's got my stamp on it for the season. It's just a more stable version, something I can trust a little bit more in the wind. The same, I like it sidearm and backhand. It's super, super controllable and good for these conditions out here when you throw a lot of hyzers. And then my distance discs. I'm still throwing the GMC nukes for distance. It's just an ESP nuke. I like to find them domey, so they get a little bit more glide. Not much I can say about it. I like to release it on a hyzer. It does the full flight, goes farther than anything else. I have a TI nuke in the bag. This is my wind resistant. Is almost comparable to a Nuke OS. Our TI plastic is very stable. This is something that I can throw as hard as I want flat into headwinds, knowing that it's not really gonna get affected too much. From there, moving on to the last disc, the Glow Crank, last year's signature disc. Very, very fast, very glidey distance disc. I can release this in hyzers, throw it up in tailwinds, and know that it's gonna do a huge full flight S and gonna go a long ways. So that sums up everything that's in here. Definitely get in the stores, check out what you see here. If you have any questions, feel free. If you ever see me on the course, definitely come up and say hi, and I'd be happy to talk to you about anything. All right, guys, that's what I'm throwing. Thanks for checking it out. Visit discraft.com, and I'll see you on the course.